Ladies and gentlemen, imagine yourself being the world champion of the most popular and biggest wrestling company in the world, defending your golden title on your hometown in front of hundreds, thousands, millions of people, not even just in the stadium, like online or watching you on the TV. So, defending your title on that place will be the most perfect day in your life and the most valuable. But what happened next could become your worst day in your life. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the Montreal Screwjob. And sorry about my language, but that's the common name that people gave to that moment after years. So, Montreal Screwjob is an interesting topic that I've been looking for years after I met that moment. I wasn't born because the moment was exactly 1997, but I spent years and hours to look for some information with different YouTubers or mediums, documentaries. So I can say that I'm kinda expert. Well, not kinda. I'm an expert on that topic. Um, it was the night on November 3rd, 1997, the pay-per-view Survivor Series. The main event of the night. It was in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, in the stadium of Moisson Center. So Bret the Hitman Hart was called as the best there is, the best there was, and the best there will be, against the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. In the main event of the night, a no disqualifications match for the World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship. Imagine yourself that moment. So, what happened between every single step on that moment? Let's get it. Bret the Hitman Hart had a match against Shawn Michaels in WrestleMania, the biggest wrestling event of the year. So Bret the Hitman Hart lost in that match. It was an Iron Man match of 1 hour. And so Shawn Michaels scored 1 point against Bret the Hitman Hart. And he won the WWF Championship in the main event of that night. So, Bret the Hitman Hart won the same title in August against The Undertaker. And between August and November, Bret Hart was still the WWF champion. And Shawn Michaels was the number one contender for that title. And Bret the Hitman Hart contract will expire in the same month of November, exactly the night after that pay-per-view. So what happened? Vince McMahon screw Bret the Hitman Hart on that main event. And why? Let's get the reasons. During 1997, WWF, that is World Wrestling Federation Company, wasn't in the biggest moment of their life. Actually, they were struggling with some financial problems. So what happened next? Bret the Hitman Hart wasn't getting paychecks by the company. So he was looking for different companies to sign a contract and get a millionaire contract. So he did with the rival company that it was WCW, World Championship Wrestling. So he signed a contract for 5 years. It wasn't that much, but it was a millionaire contract for him because he was struggling with the situation because the company wasn't paying them a lot. So why will that happen? Because according to Bret Hart and Vince McMahon, was the plan to defend the title, and the next night after the event, Bret the Hitman Hart could leave the title as vacant, so nobody could be the champion on that night, but the company will get the title. Not as a with somebody's hands, but they'll still get the championship. So what happened next? Vince McMahon was afraid of Bret Hart's word because he didn't trust in him. Because in 1995, Alundra Blaze, or Medusa, was the WWF Women Champion, and she moved to the rival company WCW, and she talked like little bad of the company, and she took the Women Championship on her hand and threw the championship on a trash can on live. So Vince McMahon was afraid of that, and he made what he did. What is next? So the moment, what happened during the match and after the match. So, as many of you all know, Bret the Hitman had a finisher called as sharpshooter, which is submission hold. It was personified for him. And at the end of the match, Shawn Michaels made the sharpshooter against Bret the Hitman Hart in the middle of the ring. So Vince McMahon saw that and called the referee to end the match. And the referee just asked to ring the bell, and the match ended by submission when Bret the Hitman Hart never had tap out on the ring. So that's what it happened. After that, Bret Hart was really confused. He face to face Vince McMahon, and he just hit on his face from the ring to Vince McMahon, who was outside. Vince McMahon was really mad because of that, and Bret the Hitman Hart was typing with his fingers the letters of WCW in signal that he was moving to another company. And what happened? Every person in Montreal was confused, was mad with Vince McMahon, and that created the legendary moment of Vince McMahon screwing Bret the Hitman Hart. It happened 12 years till Bret Hart could be back in the company. So in conclusion, never trust in your boss, because as I told you, Vince McMahon screwed Bret the Hitman Hart because he didn't trust in him. So I taught you today what's this Montreal Screwjob. Thank you very much.